Mahomes, MVP. MVP.
Might as well go ahead and get started since y'all already started talking shit.
Man, you already know why. You already know why.
How y'all doing, man?
Chilling, bro. Blessed, thriving. You already know.
Happy holidays, Hope you
Yeah,
guys are
happy
celebrating with your family.
Kwanzaa to everybody.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's get right into it, man. Did y'all see the MIZZOU Bowl game?
Yes, I did.
No, is that a yes, no?
No, hell no.
I saw some
did
of
see
it, man. I thought we were actually gonna win. So I got this little clip to just kind of update us on how it went.
And then attacking that space, especially in zone coverages.
Second down and 10. That long mesh, Hartman to throw. Has Perry over the middle, and he's free at midfield. Inside of MIZZOU territory, down to the 42. Third and goal. MIZZOU shows pressure, they back out. So Hartman has time. Back in the end zone, Lauren for the score.
Most touchdowns in ACC.
Got that old Staley in there.
They were busting our ass a little bit, but we scored some points.
A fun fact in this game, did you know we had a white running back?
With his first catch of the night. Touchdown. Ivan Moore hit the Wake Forest.
I mean, it was a classic pursuit for Dawson.
Get a chance.
Kind of heartbreaking fashion.
Die right at the 35.
At this point, I was like, man, we ain't gonna
Alford
score.
comes up and touches it. Was it recovered by Wake Forest? It was. Movement. No flags down as Hartman goes to the end zone in the double coverage.
That was like Amy's team. That's how Drew was able to win.
Carlisle's picked it off.
Like some sort of zone read right here.
Oh, high snap. Coach gonna try and make something happen with his feet. Now he throws it in the end zone. What a heady play. MIZZOU offense staying on the field on 4th and 4 with Schrader in the eye. Cook sprints out, being chased. He'll pick up the first down.
Advantage points.
Multiple languages.
Looking good, looking good.
Schrader powers his way into the end zone.
Okay, we can win this game.
I was just reading up on this kid.
That what?
Two
Careers back comes like they are here, but Hartman sidesteps it, has space wide open. 20. Can he make a man miss? Inside the 10, he does and scores.
And at that point, we ended up losing the game.
So
Sounds about right.
The score was
running back-
27-17. I'll spare us the rest of it. I was just
running
happy
back-
to see us make a bowl game, be a little bit relevant. We'll see what happens next year. And with that said, we can jump right into football, man. But speaking of, next year and what's happening in the world, a lot of flights have been canceled. Y'all been hearing about all the Southwest cancellations?
Yeah, as long as they get their stuff together by next week, I'm going to Vegas. As long as they get their stuff together by next Friday, it's all good.
I heard that.
Shit happens. I was actually watching it on Bloomberg today. The CEO was on there talking about the situation. 60% of the flights from today was canceled, and Southwest accounts for 80% of the canceled flights so far.
Wow.
So yeah, they got a little bit of work to do, but all they can do is just keep flying. Just try to get everybody there as soon as they can.
Well, speaking of keep flying, I don't travel. Keep flying to your destination. We can't promise no cancellations, but if you're looking for international travel, looking to tour, check them out. Here's their Instagram. This is the most recent post that they made. You want to speak a little bit about it, Drew?
Oh, you already know. Just out of Ghana, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Black owned, just kind of focused on that gap, that untapped market of as far as destination travel for Africa. They got a lot going on. I'm gonna be teaming up with them.
Ooh, chopping that fufu. Okay,
Hey, you already know about that fufu, bro.
Go ahead, let's chop that fufu. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying. It's a good thing. It's something to be a part of. If you're interested, just check out website, Instagram. They got it all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with that said, congrats, Dane. Didn't you win the Rillo Reggie? Which one did you win again? I forget.
I won the Rellos.
The Rillos, okay. So
I've
you know
won
what you're doing a little bit.
before. I'm used to winning.
You're
and I
used
got a
to
lot of-
winning.
That's why I didn't come on the show with a mask or nothing. It's just another day of business for me.
You've
That,
been
hey, that hat is a mask. Don't let him lie to y'all.
That's all I gotta say about the game. I was supremely confident where I even talk shit before the game's over. You know, it's just another day of business.
No,
for me.
he's a troll who talks the entire time.
Congratulations, Dane. You deserve it, man.
Congrats,
Thank
Dan.
you. You're the only person who's ever said congrats to me, Bola. So I appreciate
The
you.
only bro. All right, bro.
And there's another person who even asked for regular season congrats. So I'll tell Drew congrats. But he never told me congrats.
He just did.
I literally just said it.
He just said it.
But now on the show, now he's been called out. Yes. But
Oh yeah. All right.
well, I wanted to with the travel thing, you know what I was thinking, dude? Because I changed my flight randomly. I was like, let me spend some more time with family. And there were some people stuck at the airport for 2 days. Imagine if you had your baby at the airport.
That's
What
crazy.
would you do?
Well, you know, it's funny because we were actually supposed to travel to Texas for this Christmas. And last minute we were like, you know what, we just gonna stay here, man. We traveled enough this year. And I'm like, I can't imagine us being stuck with two under two at the airport trying to figure out how we gonna get home.
That's just brutal, man. I don't know
It'd be
everyone's
me.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
Let's keep going, keep chugging away. Let's talk about the NFL. Or did you
We ain't gonna skip. We ain't just gonna skip.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
What about skipping?
he's not used to this. He's not used to let's go.
I've won the Rillos twice. Catch up, mustard. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted.
One time you've won the Reggie.
Hey, and what have you never done?
I've won the Kush, who was the Reggie.
Who was the Kush? Who's the commissioner of the Kush?
This is we made the Reggie after the Kush.
Yeah. It's like I said, we'll keep it in this league. We won't do the convoluting of leagues. We're talking about the Reggie.
Combined ring total. That's very nice.
I don't hear no congrats either. Nothing but Hayden Manning.
Did you win the Kush?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
I've won the Kush 4 times.
No, that's also not true.
Well,
hey, bro, this dude, he be quick and fast with it. Shout out to my opponent, his mama, who caught that L in the Reggie Bowl. That's why he really salty, y'all. He won't tell you. Shout out to her, man. She outlasted all these idiots in the league. We appreciate everybody, man. That's all love. You know, we just be talking our shit.
Of course.
Yeah, we've been at it a long time, man. And shout out to everybody, man. Got the dub. We'll see how it goes next year. We'll be expanding the franchise. So everybody look forward to it. We already working on next year. Stat changes, things that we can do to better the league, and a couple new leagues for y'all. So it's all good, man. Shout out to everybody.
Hey, before we move on, educate me a little bit. Is there a reason why it ends before the season's over?
Yeah. The easiest way to explain it is that we have 14-man leagues, right? So if you got 14-man leagues and you play for 13 weeks of the regular season, you play everybody one time.
Right.
And then the last 3 weeks, you don't want to play fantasy football on the last week of real football because people might get sad. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Even just this week, you got 8 teams talking about sitting at quarterback. Derek Carr has already walked away from the Raiders. We can talk about that in a second. But like a lot of those situations come up. So we try to get it done. And then also, if we get it done a little earlier, the bowl games are actually on Christmas weekend, usually. So normally, you know, somebody gets a little gift.
Before Christmas. Gotcha.
Yeah, everything just lines up, you know, like that. And that's just how we keep it.
Makes sense.
There's some history too with the league winners. Normally, it's not confirmed with everyone, but there's within that year, the person who wins, it's always like that person kind of needed that money. It's like the karma circulates where like let people feel good that person got that money. You know, it's that's kind of the good vibes of the league right now.
Got you. Got you.
How about your Rillo experience, Bowler? Will you be back next year?
Of course, man. I enjoyed
Oh,
myself thoroughly.
we got him hooked.
You know, I probably need to do a little more research. You know, understand what I'm doing a little bit more. And we'll see, man. We'll see where it takes us. I enjoyed it though. I mean, just full disclosure, I looked at this kind of like, you know, remember we had this conversation off camera and just the whole concept of trading human beings, and it didn't sit too well with me. But I mean, after the fact, it kind of just makes me realize, well, this is what GMs are doing. These are what owners are doing on a day-to-day basis. These are what franchise owners decide on, or coaches decide on a week-to-week basis. So it makes sense. It kind of forces you to do your research and not just pick any whole person to be on your team. So I'm looking forward to next season, see what I can do. I think I got bronze. I was checking earlier today. A lot better than I expected to do. So we'll see how it goes.
You did good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
bro. You did good. We're gonna keep coaching you up. You're gonna be better next year. We got you.
Yes, sir. And speaking of coaching, and I wanted us to touch a little bit on the NFL Week 16. Past games that have happened. I know we're in Week 17 now. One game that stood out to me was the Cowboys beat the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, seems like the conversation around Dak Prescott has been one that he was holding the Cowboys back, and just to see him step up the way he did, I don't know, man. They may mess around and be, you know, Super Bowl contenders, man. How do y'all feel about that?
Absolutely not. I mean, the Eagles, they had their backup quarterback in. Let's not forget that.
Say that again. I didn't hear that part.
The Eagles have their backup quarterback in for that game.
Okay.
So, I mean, that was a big component. They still gave up 34 points, and they're supposed to be winning on defense. And let me tell you, if as a Cowboys fan, I know you don't want to even think about it, but let's say you walk in the playoffs and you got to play Green Bay or you got to play Detroit. You're probably losing the game. I don't think they're even making it to
I
the
don't know, man. They talk about bringing back Terrell Owens now.
Yeah, they're desperate. That's a sign of desperation.
I don't know, man. I've seen him catch a few passes. I saw some Instagram videos.
I think what you brought up is I want to hear both your opinion on this. I think Dak Prescott is he's kind of overrated considering the amount of money he makes. I don't know. It's like some crazy contract, 200 millions. I don't even know. And I was just thinking about it, like the Derek Carr news and the Jason Stidham and Gardner Minshew. I'm like, damn, like, is there some sort of like weird cult? Like these dudes aren't really good at football. Like we can't get some other rookie in there to play quarterback. I just don't get it, man.
I think Dak Prescott is, I don't want to call him a yes man, but he fills all the right spots. You know, he's good enough not to lose you the game. He may throw a few interceptions here and there. I was looking at his quarterback rating, and I think it went from a 70 to 100 to 120. So he's been improving. If you look at his stats, you would probably guess that he was just shaking off the Cowboys from sitting for so long. You know, this last game, he only threw one interception. He threw over 300 yards passing. So some would argue that he does just enough to win them the game. And when you think of a team like the 49ers who put in Brock Purdy, and he's chugging along and winning, you know, the same can be said. Sometimes a team just needs somebody in there who they're confident can get the job done and not make too many mistakes. They don't have to be an all-star passer and
shout out to Alex Smith when he was with the Chiefs, exact same thing. Like, just don't lose the game, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say
did y'all freeze or is it just me?
Most teams are only like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to like because like that first year when he was playing on a rookie contract, it was crazy. Um, it's just the Cowboys, it's a different organization, man. It's like playing for the Lakers. Like when you on Front Street, it's just different. Like when you're on TV every weekend, win or lose, like it's just so I don't know. His pressures are different. The Cowboys were looking like a complete team until that defense started to break down. Um, the better Tony and Zeke run, the better he usually plays. But them being locked into that fifth seed, just because I don't think the Eagles will lose out, means that they're pretty much locked into an away game against Tampa or Carolina, and both of those games are very tough games for them. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Moving on. Speaking about football, I wanted us to touch a little bit on the Deion Sanders situation. I know we talked about it already. After hearing, I forget the guy's name now. He was on the Breakfast Club talking. I sent y'all
Umar Johnson.
Yeah, Dr. Umar Johnson talk about it. It kind of made me like question Deion's I don't want to say loyalty or reason for leaving. But then I watched another interview with Deion being interviewed by Shannon Sharp. And he said when he got there, he told them the coach or the director said, "Give me 2 years." And he gave them 3. So after that little part, I'm like, okay, you fulfilled your contract. The guy asked for 2, you gave 3. Anything after 2 and beyond that is exceeded. And I'm never one to, blame somebody for looking for a better opportunity for themselves. I mean, obviously, it would have helped the historical Black college get more notoriety if the longer he stayed. But he's not supposed to punish himself financially just for that cause. So, I mean, if you guys still want to talk about it, I mean, I don't really think it's a topic, but I kind of wanted to still bring it up to see if there's anything you guys want to say.
Crucifer?
That is the worst nickname. And also, really just Dr. Umar's part about just responsibility to the community. That's a common, I guess, theme for anybody who opposes our view. It's kind of like that, oh, well, you're whining about everything. You know what I mean? Like you're just complaining, not doing. And he likes to hold us accountable. Like we are responsible for the change. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I feel what he was saying about former athletes becoming coaches and just trying to do that. Not everybody has the same call and not everybody has the same feeling. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, like, he's like about halfway right about it. But then when you hear Prime talk about it, it's like, obviously you respect the position and you understand what he was doing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, it's all kind of circumstantial. We know how corrupt stuff is. And especially like JSU has had stories around it for a while. You know what I mean? As far as HBCUs, I don't like to be particular about it. He didn't exactly help himself going to probably one of the whiter universities and states. So that's just probably not the best look, but it's a Power 5. You know what I mean? And you got to take it. And he probably gets a lot more control at a place like that. So I mean, I'm not mad at him. But I am happy because there will be a school here in Florida who will hopefully be seeing the same success through the same situation. Maybe not everybody, but at least one more did, because my boy Ed Reed, former Hurricane, got put on at Bethune-Cookman over there in Daytona. So, I feel like kind of what a little bit what Umar was talking about is happening, and then a little bit of what Prime is talking about. You know what I mean? So, I feel like as long as it brings stuff up and it progresses, and that seems what it seems to be doing, then I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I was listening to Deion's interview, and the part that stood out to me the most was he was like, dude, my family's here. My cousins are here. My wife is here. I don't want to talk to nobody talking about how I should do stuff that's not even here. What have you invested in? What money have you spent to make this program better? But you want to tell me how I should do it. So I think he was fully invested the 3 years that he was down there. Shout out to Ed Reed. I hope he does the same thing. And I hope more former Black NFL players step up to the plate and decide to coach at these HBCUs. Because before Ed Reed got that job, I had never heard of Bethune Cook. So,
Bro, for real?
nah.
I heard him in basketball.
In Florida is FAMU and Bethune Cookman.
I've heard of FAMU, yeah.
But like that's the two HBCUs in Florida. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple more, but Bethune Cookman and FAMU, that's the big rivalry.
I'm with Deion. He's paving the way. Now, if you a former player, you got a blueprint to how you can start an HBCU, and then you can move up to like a big D1 power school, and you got a broader net of influence. So you can influence, more young Black athletes, and you're good. I'm in full support of Deion.
I think that somebody needs to get him some type of Amazon promotion, Amazon Prime time. He need to be making some money doing something. I'm for real. That's a commercial waiting to happen.
I heard that.
Amazon too white for that. Come on.
But it's named after the most dangerous jungle. Isn't that shit crazy?
Before we go, I wanted us to just pay a little homage to Mike Leach. Away. Let me go ahead and play this little video that they did the other day. Sports Illustrated for that video. He was a great man, man. I remember when MIZZOU used to play him, and he seemed like a real brilliant man. He seemed like a real brilliant coach, just with the plays he was running. I'm sure his family misses him. He was a father first, husband as well. Just may his soul rest in peace, man. And with that said, see you guys on the other side. We'll shoot the next episode shortly. Happy New Year's for those who may not watch the second episode. Blessings to y'all family. Appreciate y'all supporting us thus far.
Stay tuned.
Subscribe below.